Pharmacist Ben.
Greetings. What's going on?
How
AJ.
are you, sir?
No, mine's really bright. Yes, I'm bright.
You're a little bright, but why is this thing not moving? There we go. There we go. All right. Welcome, everyone, to Pharmacist Ben's Bytes. Pharmacist Ben, what did you do this weekend?
What did I do this weekend? Worked.
Okay, I was not looking to hear you say work.
I made skin lightener. I made a whole bunch of skin lightener. I had a spa that uses my skin lightening formula. I had to make a whole bunch of it this weekend.
You have your own.
Know that?
You have your own factory.
I have a pharmacy. Mm-hmm. I have a skincare pharmacy. Did you not know that?
Well, I didn't know the details. So you bottle your own stuff, or is it?
Well, I fill prescriptions. They're all skincare. I formulate and fill prescriptions, and I have a line of skincare products, which are derivatives of my prescription products. TruthTreatments.com.
Oh, wait. So when someone comes to see you in person for a skin issue,
yes,
you will give them a personalized product.
Custom designed product for their skin between myself and their physician and their dermatologist usually. But I have formulas I have standard formulas. But I'll formulate things specifically if there's a specific need for it. And then over the years, as the products were effective, I turned them into over-the-counter products, and that's what my Truth treatments are. They're formerly prescription products that were formulated to heal the skin that now have been repurposed for anti-aging and beauty products, because really, AJ, if your anti-aging or beauty product or moisturizing product doesn't heal the skin, it's not a beauty product, because healing and beauty are require the same kinds of chemical activation or biochemical activations, growing collagen and hyaluronic acid and activating the skin cells to build a strong barrier. These are all both healing strategies and beauty strategies. And that's what I would say. Healing, if your skincare product doesn't heal the skin, it's not a beauty product.
Okay, I got two questions. So now, these people that come see you are only local? You wouldn't get someone from New York?
I get calls sometimes from out of state, but most people are local, yes. Most of my business is local.
All right. Well, I guess that...
So if you want something, you're thinking for yourself? Is that what you're thinking?
Not in the slightest.
Okay.
Can't you see this pretty skin, man?
So you got some good
It's a little.
Because one of the most important.
Cortisol going.
Let me tell you something. One of the most important ingredients for healthy, beautiful, strong skin is melanin.
Melanin. All right.
I did a thing with George Norrie a few years ago on melanin. I talked about melanin. They use melanin for computer chips, or they're exploring its use for computer chips, because melanin has really fascinating electrical properties. And so it's being used for computer chips. And I did this thing. I talked to George Norrie about it. I was on, I think it's called Beyond Belief. And it actually made it into a viral video. It was on TikTok as a viral video. Me talking about the importance of melanin for healthy, beautiful skin, but also for its electrical properties and how it's being used or explored for its use in electrical devices. We'll say chips, basically, computer chips. There's something else I was going to tell you about melanin. Oh, melanoma, horrible cancer, right?
Yes.
Do you know melanoma, which is a melanin cancer? And the reason why it's such a horrible cancer, by the way, is because it's so electrically active. The pigment is so electrically active. That's one of the reasons why it's such a horrible cancer. But do you know most melanin, or not most, but a lot of melanin is inside your body? And melanoma happens inside your body as much as it happens on the skin. Jimmy Carter had melanoma of the brain. Your brain has melanin in it. In fact, the part of the brain that's associated that deteriorates and leads to Parkinson's disease is a melanin part of the brain.
Is that I had heard that the pineal gland had a good number.
The pineal gland is melatonin. It's melatonin. That's not melanin.
Wow.
Melatonin. It's sometimes I get confused sometimes too. Melatonin is not the same as melanin. Melanin is a pigment. Melatonin is a multifunctional molecule in the body. It's important for digestive health. It's important for mental health, for brain health. And it does have an effect, a slight effect on melanin. Melatonin means it controls melanin, but really melatonin is much more of a digestive and a brain health substance. Melanin is a pigment that's found in the brain, it's found inside the body, and it's found on the skin. So melanoma, while people think of it as skin cancer, you can get melanoma of the brain or melanoma of the internal viscera. I did when I went to pharmacy school. When I was in pharmacy school, we had to do an autopsy on a dead body, on a cadaver. And my cadaver was a farmer, and he had melanoma all over the inside of his body, all kinds of melanoma. And that's how he died, melanoma on the inside. So anyway, melanin is very, very important for anti-aging. That's why black skin tends to age much slower than Caucasian skin. Right? You probably know that. Like your mom and your grandma, right? Didn't take them longer to wrinkle. Can you think about it?
My grandma looked pretty good. And I actually have an older grandma in Florida. She's pretty vain. She thinks she looks good. She's look at me, like she's like pretty. Yeah.
Is she black, like dark melanin, lots of melanization?
You know what? When I was a kid, I remember her being lighter, but she's darker than me now. Yeah, she's. But my mom was very dark.
She passed away?
She did, and
she had good skin.
Oh, she was beautiful. I wish I knew then what I know now, because
about health. What do you mean about?
Yeah, and about health, because
to take care of your mom, to help your mom.
Yeah, she was injecting the insulin, and it just tore her skin apart.
Oh yeah,
it was.
Insulin. Yeah, insulin is pretty nasty stuff. I shouldn't say it's pretty nasty, but injected insulin can be a problem. Insulin, I shouldn't say it's nasty. It's a very important chemical. It's more of a, we think of it as a blood sugar hormone, but it's really a growth substance. When I was started lifting weights way back when, in the 1980s, there were guys at the gym who would actually inject themselves with insulin to get bigger. They weren't diabetics. They would inject themselves with insulin just to get bigger muscles. And historically, I don't think they do it anymore, but historically, farmers would give their animals insulin to fatten them up. Insulin being a growth substance. And a lot of health challenges that are associated with diabetes are really not about blood sugar as much as they're about insulin. And sometimes people will say, well, I had my blood sugar checked and it's normal, but they're not taking into account that the blood sugar is normal because the insulin's elevated. It's called hyperinsulinemia or insulin resistance, and that's associated with a lot of problems. Rebecca and Doc wrote a book about it.
That's right, they did. Metabolic syndrome.
And you know what organ is most affected by metabolic syndrome? They're all, pretty much all the organs are affected, but you know what organ is the most affected? The liver.
I was gonna say the liver.
Liver.
Just didn't give your guy.
And that's one of the major reasons for our obesity epidemic is metabolic syndrome and insulin resistance issues. And nobody checks for insulin. They always check for blood sugar, but they don't check for insulin.
Yeah.
So get yourself on sweeties and potentize that insulin. Make your insulin stronger so you don't have to secrete it as much.
I was mentioning this to someone just the past 2 days, kind of regurgitating what I had learned from you about insulin being something that revs things up. Insulin and what's the female one? Not the female
estrogen?
One, but
estrogen.
Yeah, being things that
speed things up, rev things up, make things grow. Yeah, estrogen is for growing a baby, for making a baby.
Pharmacist Ben. So our show topic today is got to do with this thing that they're having on Thursday. They call it Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. And I don't think everybody calls it Thanksgiving. I think Indians call it Thanksgiving. They don't call it Thanksgiving.
What do you think they call it? They call it you dirty bastards?
Yeah, they call it dirty white man.
Okay, well, we all are
no, it's always good to give thanks. It's always good to give thanks. Gratitude's really we underestimate the power of gratitude for physical well-being. Everybody can pretty much understand how having gratitude can help you mentally and emotionally, but do you know gratitude activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the relaxation nervous system? So gratitude can have a supportive effect on blood pressure, digestive health, thyroid health, immune health, just by virtue of its activation of the vagus nerve, of the polyvagal system or the parasympathetic nervous system. Just being grateful. That's why you say grace before meals. Or you should say grace before meals or after meals. Say grace before meals, you'll activate your digestive juices. The worst thing you could do is eat your meals when you're in a meeting or arguing with somebody or watching the news or driving in the car. When you eat and you eat post gratitude, you'll actually get better digestion and better absorption of your nutrients.
Don't tell anybody,
Yeah.
but I used to be an altar boy.
You did.
As a result of this, I think of grace in these things as changing the molecular structure of your food.
Is that they tell you that in church?
Well, they don't tell you that in church, but just
that.
hanging out with certain people over the
Is
years.
that religious like a religious doctrine or dogma or something they tell you? Well, I can see that happening.
Actually, the doctrine is that when they're doing the host, right, this is a quantum event. So the minute that they're blessing the host is the same minute that Jesus did this at the Last Supper.
That's what they teach. That's the doctrine.
They don't tell everybody this, but this
that's a secret wisdom. That's the secret wisdom that they teach us, the altar boys.
Well, the kids that were close to going to the seminary, right? So,
what did the Catholic priest say to the Catholic bishop?
What did he say?
I'm next. That's terrible. I'm sorry. Sorry. I apologize.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben. But I agree with you that being thankful does a number of things internally and externally.
Yes.
We definitely want to give thanks.
And that's why Thanksgiving. It's kind of it's not a great thing that we only give thanks once a year. We only have Thanksgiving once a year. That's the only time you want to give thanks. But at least we do it once a year.
Yeah, some people will try and give a little bit of thanks more than just once a year. But
what's the first when you think of Thanksgiving? What's the first thing you think of?
Turkey.
Exactly. Food.
Yeah.
Do you know the average American consumes 3,000 to 4,500 calories on Thanksgiving?
I can only imagine. Well, that's the average American. That's not AJ.
Yeah, that's right. That's not AJ. What are you doing about 6,000 or 7,000?
Yeah, I used to
keep that slim figure is what I want to know. How do you keep that boyish figure of yours?
You keep the camera facing up.
So you got a big butt. You got a big bottom there, AJ.
I ride a bike, but So Texas Hill says when the first thing he thinks of is family.
That's good. That's a little bit better than turkey.
Yeah, well, some people got more class than AJ, but the fact of the matter is, Ben, those 5,000 calories, most people do stuff their face. What are we going to do? Should we be feasting, fasting, and what do we need to be telling our family at this event that's going to help them?
Couple things. First of all, drink a lot of BTT before you start. If you really want to, if you want to enjoy and indulge and do all that, that's fine. But if you want to not have to subject your body to 5,000 calories, there's tricks that you can use to hack into your appetite. Number one, do Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Seriously, like a couple bottles of them. You do your Thanksgiving meal at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock or something like that. Mm-hmm. Do a couple bottles of BTT first, like starting at 11. Start sipping on BTT water. You'll find you're less hungry, you're eating less food. Secondly, start your meal off with fiber, veggies. Start your meal off with the beans or the salad rather than what everybody starts off with, which is the worst thing you can start your meals off with. In fact, what do you think the worst food at Thanksgiving dinner is? I'll give you a clue. Next to turkey, it's everybody's favorite food. I don't say the worst because there's a lot of worst, but one of the worst.
Stuffing.
No.
What's the red stuff?
No. Mashed potatoes.
Oh, really?
Oh, that is asking for trouble. Mashed potatoes are asking for trouble.
High glycemic? What's the reason?
Super high glycemic. Super high. Huh. You're mashing them up. You're taking all the fiber out of it. It's just pure sugar. Why do you think everybody loves it so much? Then you throw in the butter and the sour cream and everything else you're putting in it. It's, I don't want to say it's the worst food, but it's one of the worst foods. And it's next to turkey. It's everybody's favorite food.
Uh-huh.
Mashed potatoes. So start your meal off.
What about sweet potatoes?
What's that?
Yams
are better. Yams are definitely better than regular potatoes, but still, it's a big carbohydrate load. So after your Thanksgiving dinner, if you don't stuff yourself to the gills, drink liquids to dilute your blood sugar. This is especially important for diabetics or people who are dysglycemic, even if they haven't been diagnosed as a diabetic. Liquids will dilute your blood sugar. Also, exercise or movement will shunt sugar out of the blood into the muscle. So take a walk or do some kind of physical exercise. Don't take a nap. That's what everybody wants to do, is take a nap, right? Take a walk around the block. Throw a football around. We used to throw footballs around back when remember when it used to snow on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Snow, right? Back in the day. We used to play football in the snow on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Go out there and play football, man. Don't watch football, play some football. Or basketball, shoot some hoops.
We used to do it all. We throw the football around, we go.
Where did you grow up? Where were you a kid, AJ?
This town called Harlem.
You grew up in Harlem?
I grew up in
Harlem.
The
80s or what? The 90s probably, right? Or 80s?
Well, I grew up, in the 70s and the 80s. Yeah.
You were in Harlem in the 70s?
I was born in 70 Drew.
I was born, I'm older than you, but I remember hanging out in Harlem in the 70s. It was rough. It was rough. I had a friend who went to Columbia University. We used to cruise around Harlem.
I used to come down the hill.
Yeah, it was bad news, man. Oh my God. But now it's all gentrified.
Gentrified up the wazoo, my
Is
friend.
it? I haven't been there. I just heard.
Yeah,
Is it nice?
It's different. Yeah, it is nice. I love Harlem's my favorite place in the world. But yeah.
Is it really? Do you live in New York? You live in Harlem?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, which hundreds? Which street? Like 100 and what?
I grew up on 115th Street.
115th.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, yeah, but
you turned out to be a good guy. What happened, man? You turned out to be such a good guy.
Well, it was a lot of pretty. Well, I was insulated. I was pretty insulated. So, Pharmacist Ben.
Yes.
What do we tell our family? Because we got the uncle that wants to fall asleep, and we're going to tell him to take a walk.
You're not going to tell anybody anything because you can't tell people these things unless they ask you. You can't tell. You can't help them. People don't want to be healthy. If people don't want to be healthy, you can't help them be healthy. They don't want it. You got to want it, man. You got to want to be healthy because it is going to take some work to be healthy, especially as you get older. You got to want it, man. It's not just going to. Occasionally, somebody will be lucky enough that they can do whatever they want and they'll stay healthy and live a long life. But for most of us, you have to want it. And I never help somebody who doesn't want it. You get the right to be sick. I get calls all the time from parents or husbands or wives or nephews or uncles or they want me to help their relative. They want me to help their. And I say, look, I can't do that. I can't help your husband through you. I need to talk to your husband, or I need to talk to your nephew or your son, whoever it is. They gotta want it. Wanting it is the number one, the first thing that you have to have. The first attitude you have to have in order to get healthy is willingness. You really have to be willing to make a change. So the uncle that wants to fall asleep on the couch watching the football game or whatever, more power to him. That's his business. You know? Remember, I always like saying this. I know I've said it before, but I like just talking about it. That Bugs Bunny cartoon where Bugs Bunny is helping the old lady across the street and she's hitting him with her purse while you know what I'm talking about? She don't want to be helped across the street. Some people don't want to be helped. They want to be what they want to be. You don't help people who don't want to be helped. It's not going to work. I don't want to be rude or anything, but there's an old saying, you can't teach a pig to sing. It's not going to work, and you're only going to make the pig angry. And I don't mean to call anybody a pig. That's just kind of a saying. But the point is you can't help anybody who doesn't want to be helped, and you shouldn't. We all get the right to be sick. We all get the right to be to have an early demise. It's part of having free will, and I don't ever help anybody who doesn't want to be helped. So that's the answer to your question.
Okay, Pharmacist Ben, I have a little sister.
Yeah, and we got to take questions too. I know we got questions.
This is the first question. We have a little sister who's had congestive heart failure for many years, and I found out the other day that she had a stroke.
What do you mean by little sister?
Younger sister.
Is it your sister, really?
My younger sister.
I'm so sorry. How old is she?
32.
Come on. She has congestive heart failure at the age of 32?
She has congestive heart failure at the age 19, 18.
All right, that's a major, major, major sign of dysglycemia.
She is extremely dysglycemic.
Yeah, that's a major sign. So there's a lot of things you can do. The good news is that when she's that broken down, as I've said before, the more broken down you are, the faster you can turn it around. So if she's serious about it, she's got to go low-cal ketogenic diet ASAP. And then she's got to get on the healthy blood sugar pack ASAP. There's likely digestive issues that you want to address. And that's a very, very important point. We don't talk about that anywhere near enough. There is an intimate relationship between the intestine or intestinal health and the gallbladder and bile health and blood sugar. Major connection. This is where that link on the triangle of disease comes from, is the relationship between point one, the first point, which is the intestine and the digestive system, and the blood sugar system. And that occurs through bile, the gallbladder, the intestine, and also the pancreas for that matter. So working on digestive health is also important. And I'm going to go out on a limb. And if she's that broken down, she's probably got some weight she needs to lose.
Yep.
So that's going to be a very important thing for her to do. But the good news is if she's that broken down, she can turn this thing around quickly. So if she's into congestive heart failure now, that's pretty serious. If she's only 32, that means her doctors aren't helping her. She's going to doctors, I imagine, right? Right?
Keep preaching, please. Please, I need it.
Keep preaching. What's the definition of, what's your sister's name?
Kiana.
Kiana, I hope you're listening. Kiana, what's the definition of insanity?
Keep going to the same people and getting the same result.
And expecting different results, right?
Yeah.
Kiana, sounds to me like you're insane. I'm just kidding. I don't want to be
so smart. Went and got her master's. She
has a master's degree. She's smart.
I mean,
What's
whatever.
her master's in?
Education.
Education. Oh my God.
You know what? And just just bootstrap girl by herself. Everything.
Why is she doing this to herself? She must be told. She
doesn't
know.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
She doesn't listen to you.
My people suffer for lack of knowledge.
People suffer for lack of knowledge. Hosea. Look at Kings. I can't believe that was 800 BC. And they still talk about, and we're still in that same situation. So she doesn't listen to you?
She'd like to, but she's kind of humble, so she'll just put things off.
We can change your life. If she wants, we can change your life. And by the way, I don't want to be morbid or hyperbolic or dramatic, but she doesn't have a long life.
Not going like this.
Not going like this, exactly. So she wants to turn it around. We can help her. Kiana, we can help you. Does she have kids?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Kiana, we can help you here. Give us a call. And anybody out there listening, give us a call. We can help you. The sicker you are, the faster you can turn it around. The more weight you need to lose, the faster the pounds come off. A dry sponge sucks up more water than a wet sponge. The more nutritionally deficient you are, the faster your body absorbs those nutrients. So if you're smoking and you're on medication and you got multiple diagnoses and you're going from doctor to doctor, you're a perfect candidate for a nutritional supplement program because of the body's incredible desire to heal. That's really what it's all about, AJ. The body wants to heal. You just got to remove the blocks to healing and make sure you put the raw materials in the system that allow it to heal. It wants to heal. There's no body that wants to be sick. All human bodies want to heal. In fact, what we call sickness is really an adaptive mechanism. It's the body adapting to things. And it's counterproductive, like with high blood pressure. We always talk about how high blood pressure is a classic adaptive mechanism, and it's counterproductive, but it's only there because the body is trying to compensate. So even our diseases are the end result of the body trying to deal with things, to protect itself. Inflammation, for example, is a classic example of how the body is trying to protect itself. It's trying to get by, but because it's chronic, the condition's chronic, it ends up being counterproductive. So the body is in healing mode always. It always wants to heal. It always wants to recover. You just got to remove the blocks and put the raw materials in, the good stuff.
Pharmacist Ben Barbara mentions that her husband has been diagnosed with diabetic retinopathy. They're doing shots of Avastin in both eyes. Of course, he has a blood sugar problem. He's on a 90.
Of course he does. They're giving him They're giving him Avastin for, what is it for? For what kind of eye problem?
Well, he's got diabetic retinopathy.
Retinopathy. Huh. Well, that's kind of interesting. Avastin is a chemo drug.
Avastin?
Avastin, yes. Is that what she said? It was Avastin, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a chemo drug. These are for colon cancer, lung cancer, kidney cancer. So I'm not sure what they're doing with Avastin, but they do. I know they treat macular degeneration actually off-label with Avastin. I didn't know about retinopathy. So diabetic retinopathy is a condition where the retina deteriorates. It degenerates following glycation. Diabetics have this issue with glycation. You know what glycation is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell the people what glycation is.
Glycation is sugaring of the blood
caramelizing.
Yeah.
Caramelization, and it's retinopathy is often associated with glycation, with diabetes. In fact, most retinopathy is diabetic retinopathy. Diabetic retinopathy is associated with changes in blood pressure, blood vessel damage, glycation of blood vessels. All of these lead to retina problems, and ultimately shows blurred vision, floaters, even blindness if it becomes progressed. So what do you do? AJ, you're not a doctor. You don't need to be a doctor. What do you do for diabetic retinopathy?
Well, you fix the gut. You stop eating sugar.
Yeah, you work on you treat yourself like a diabetic.
Treat yourself like a diabetic.
These are gratuitous, egregious health challenges. You don't need to have them. You got to go out of your way to have diabetic retinopathy, which is good news because that means that you could turn it around quickly. Now, depending on how deteriorated the retina is, I don't know how bad it is, but immediately you want to go ketogenic, low calories, use your healthy blood sugar pack, drink more water, use anti-glycating nutrients like vitamin C, like carnosine. I love carnosine. We don't talk enough about carnosine. I think that might be in the, is that in the, what's the longevity? What's the telomere one called? The telomere extending?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Not the synaptive. There's another one.
Right, but even the synaptive has some of this product.
Yeah, the synaptive does too. I forgot what the other one's called.
But I'll find it.
Yeah, find it. Yeah, that might have carnosine in it. Anti-glycating agents, more fiber. There's lots of things you could do for diabetic retinopathy. But here's the thing. It's really important because guaranteed this person has diabetic retinopathy, they're going to an eye doctor, right? Of course, you go to an eye doctor. What do you think an eye doctor is going to do? An eye doctor can't help you. They can give you Avastin into both eyes, and that will somehow, in their mind, reduce inflammation. That's probably the mechanism of it. But why don't you work from the cause? You know, I'm not trying to be mean at who's ever
Barbara is
asked
a
this
health
question.
coach. Immortalium.
I am Italian. That's right.
But yes, the doctor, that eye doctor, is working at the source of the fruit.
The fruit. That's right. Working at the fruit. Yes.
You absolutely need to go downstream and deal with it at the root of the problem.
Isn't this is not a difficult message, is it, Agent? Right? It's just kind of logical.
It is logical, and I love spreading this message to as many people who will listen, because it's done wonders for me and tons of people that I know. So
who was asking about the diabetic retinopathy?
Her name is Barbara. She's
was Barbara talking for herself or for her patient?
This is for her husband.
Her husband.
Barbara. And Becca says Immortalium 4 times. I forgot to check the chat, but Becca knew exactly what product it was.
Immortalium. I'm not good with the names of some of these.
Yeah, so Barbara, do you know what to do? Let us know in the chat.
Your husband, is Barbara in the call?
Barbara is in the chat on one of the platforms.
Barbara, she can't come on. Can I ask her about her husband?
Maybe not. Let's see if I can send her a link. Here's a link. Barbara, here's a link.
Barbara, show your face.
Here's a link for you. I put it in Rumble, and I also put it on both YouTube channels. So, Barbara, click that link and come on. And while we wait for her, we have Keely, who is on deck. Keely, can you turn your camera on and unmute yourself? Well, there's our Keely. And you're still muted, I think.
Can you hear me?
Hi there. Oh, I remember you from last week. Hi there, Keely.
I'm always stalking in the background.
I know, I love it. And you're Keely, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And what did we talk about last week? I forgot what we talked about.
I don't remember. That was last week.
You're a health coach, right?
Pardon?
You're a health coach.
Yes.
Is that right? Good deal.
Yeah.
Okie doke. You got something going on?
Actually, there was a question in the background. What was it? Let me see here. Yeah, it was in and around. Oh, my question is that, you know, you have your skin line. Are you making a recommendation to those clients for nutrition as well, or they just do topical things?
Oh, heck yeah. The most important, from a physical perspective, the determining factor for how healthy or unhealthy your skin is going to be nutrition. Your skin's an organ. You know that, right? It's the largest organ, they say. And actually, it's not the largest organ. You know what the largest organ is?
You're going to tell me.
No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
What's
the body's largest organ? They used to say.
Huh?
Yeah. Do you know?
Well, you're going to tell me.
No, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to tell me. AJ, what's the body's largest organ? It's really cool, actually. The body's large. I will tell you.
I thought it was the skin.
Yeah, I thought it was the skin too.
No, about 4 or 5 years ago, they discovered a new organ. And actually, they didn't discover a new organ, but they classified a part of the body as an organ. It's the part of the body. It's really amazing. It's the part of the body that gives the body its structure. And it's a combination of liquid and charged particles, including collagen, hyaluronic acid, and ionic minerals from your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And that combination of all this stuff is called the interstitium. And that's what gives the body its form. I don't want to say its structure, because that's more the connective tissue, but the form of the body is maintained by an interaction between the connective tissue and the interstitial fluids. And today we know the interstitium is actually the largest organ in the body. It's not the skin. But anyway, back to our story. Guess what the most important kind of nutrients are for the skin? And I get this question all the time. People want to know, especially women, what's the most important nutrition I could do for my skin? I'm going to tell you right now. The most important nutrients for the skin are the fats, the fatty vitamins, essential fatty acids, fatty phytonutrients, and a couple of minerals that are processed by the fat system, zinc and selenium. So the secret to beautiful skin is in the fats. In fact, when you think about it, the skin is a type of membrane, right? The membrane is a border. It's a separating line, right? And the skin is obviously a membrane from the inside and the outside. But you have other membranes in the body. For example, you have cell membranes. And cell membranes are largely made up of fats. And so fats are important for cell membranes as well as for the skin membrane. And in fact, inside of cells, you have membranes, particularly in the mitochondria. Now, mitochondria, I always feel funny saying mitochondria because I know people are like rolling their eyes or, it just sounds so sciencey. But really, we got to get a handle on mitochondria if we're going to really understand how to stay healthy. And mitochondrial medicine is becoming a really important thing. Yes, AJ.
Is the ultimate niacin helpful for the mitochondria?
Yes, sir, it is. Absolutely. Have you heard of something called NAD?
From you?
Yeah. How about NMN and NAD and NADH? You've heard of that from me, but there's also, it's in the news, and there's a multi-level company that's selling it, and there's, biohackers are using it. Well, NAD and NADP and NMN, these substances are pontoon bridges that allow electrical energy to travel through the mitochondria. And they're largely derived from niacin. So it's hard to, you can't just take niacin and expect to get the benefits, but it certainly will help. Melatonin also will help the mitochondria. And one of the most underappreciated nutritional substances for mitochondrial health are the minerals, ionic minerals from Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Vitamin A is also important for the melatonin. Vitamin C is important. For the mitochondria, and vitamin C is also important for mitochondria. So, and one of the most important things you can do for mitochondrial health is reduce your calories. Calories swamp the mitochondria, and one of the major reasons for mitochondrial burnout, which is linked to pretty much all health challenges, is excess ingestion of fast-burning carbohydrates, of sugar.
Okay, so I looked at your product line, or whatever, for skin.
Yeah.
For somebody that doesn't have skin issues like this.
Or whatever. Whatever.
What would you recommend?
For your skin?
Yeah. I'm curious.
I can't really see your skin here. I mean, I can see on.
Oh, I got great skin. I'm 65 years old. But I was taking a look at your products. Yeah, I'm 65.
I would suggest biomimetic mineral mist, which is minerals, and transdermal C serum, which is 80%, 78% actually, fat soluble vitamin C. The best kind of vitamin C is fat soluble vitamin C. Why do you suppose fat soluble vitamin C is the best vitamin C?
Because I don't know. Basics of cholesterol.
No, not quite.
You're rebuilding my my college.
No, not quite. Fat soluble vitamin C is stable. It doesn't break down. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid, breaks down in water and in the presence of oxygen and water. That's why sometimes people will buy vitamin C skincare products and the product will turn brown right in the bottle. Have you ever seen that? Keely, you ever use a vitamin C product and it turns brown right in the bottle?
Yes, throw it away.
You got to throw it away, exactly. But even before you throw it away and before it's totally brown, it's already breaking down. So you're not getting the same kind of vitamin C that you think you're getting or that you pay for. Which is why fat soluble vitamin C is so important. Fat soluble vitamin C also penetrates through the skin surface, and that's really the key. You don't want to be on the skin surface. What is the main quality or the main feature of the surface of the skin that makes it unique among all tissues in the body, next to the fingernails and the hair? In fact, the fingernails and the hair.
Can you repeat what you recommended again? Because
yes,
I was listening to you.
Biomimetic mineral mist and transdermal C serum.
Transdermal.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk too much about truth. I'll talk a little bit about it, but I want to talk about longevity. So I forgot what to say.
You're gonna get Ben in trouble.
You're gonna get me a little bit of trouble.
I was just asking a question to click.
No, you're not gonna get me in trouble.
I'm on longevity's.
I don't care. I'm very proud of my products. I'm very proud of my formulas.
I know what we talked about last week. We talked about last week. You asked me. It was lymphedema.
Ah, that's right. We talked about lymphedema.
Yeah, that was the one.
That was for
Okay,
your
well-
patient, for one of your patients, right? Or one of your
Yes.
clients? Did you
Yeah.
tell, did it help? Have they done anything?
Well, yeah, we talked about it, and she's going to be going that way. Yes,
Good
actually,
for
she's
you.
already on that.
Oh, awesome. Keep us in the loop. Let us know how she's doing.
Most definitely.
Thank you, Keely.
You bet.
All right. All right, Mr.
Keely, thank you very much. All right, so we do have our friend Barbara in the house.
Barbara. What's going on, Barbara? Where are you? What part of the world?
Mississippi.
Mississippi. All right, you're in Jackson by any chance?
Just outside of Jackson in Pearl.
Did you come to my talk in Jackson many years ago? You didn't know
Oh.
that? I came to Jackson.
No, I don't. I did not hear that. How long ago?
Oh, maybe 8-9 years ago, I'm guessing.
Oh,
Who's the
that's
gal
about-
there? Laverne. What's the gal's name? Who's in
Lorraine. Yeah.
Lorraine, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did talk for Lorraine.
Yeah. She's fabulous.
Mississippi's got some real, it's really a beautiful, beautiful state. But I'll tell you what, I'm so glad I don't live in Mississippi.
Yeah. I wish I didn't sometimes, but come back.
Yeah, invite me back. I will come back. I couldn't believe how gorgeous it was. It was just so, so pretty.
Yeah.
But the humidity, oh my God. Holy,
Yeah.
holy.
Yeah. I'm originally from Kansas, so I'm not crazy about the humidity
Well,
either.
how did you end up in Mississippi? That's like the exact opposite.
I know, right?
How did you end up in Mississippi?
It was a church thing.
Church thing. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, say hi to Lorraine.
Lorraine, I will. Thank you.
And what's going on? How can we help you?
Oh, well, it's my husband that's got the diabetic retinopathy. He keeps saying
Oh.
macular degeneration. My cousin has that.
Okay, so you're sure it's not it's diabetic retinopathy.
That's what they said. He went for his regular checkup. They said, I'm sending you to a retina specialist. They said it
Okay.
was in one eye. Got to
Okay.
the retina specialist. It's in both eyes. I hammered her to give me the name of what they were putting in his eye. She didn't want to tell me.
I didn't want to tell you, it was Avastin.
Right.
That's an off-label use for Avastin. Avastin's a chemotherapy drug, so that's off-label. That's why I actually want to tell you. But you got the 411. You got the info, right? So, but why? The diabetes is the thing,
Right.
Now, when you have retinopathy, that means you have a problem with your blood circulation, right? The blood's not getting to the eyes, but that means you're having blood problems everywhere. You're having blood problems in the brain, blood problems in the heart,
Dirty blood.
blood problems in what's that?
Dirty blood.
Dirty blood. Bingo. Yeah, exactly. You're running risk for all kinds of problems. So your husband, what is he, 60s, 70s kind of thing?
72.
Okay, so he doesn't want to change? He doesn't want to do what it takes?
Well, it depends on the day. Sometimes he wants to, but the want to is not bad enough to follow through.
One of the things I do in my spare time, which I don't have a lot of spare time, but one thing I do is I work for hospice.
Oh.
And so I volunteer and I go in there and talk to people. And yesterday I went and talked to somebody he's 85, and this year he went blind. He lost his eyesight. And it's horrible. It was so heartbreaking to talk to this guy. It broke my heart. He's in the hospice. He's going to die, but he's blind now.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's so heartbreaking. You can't. I had to help him with put the cup on the table. It was just, your husband doesn't want that, and Avastin's not going to help. Avastin's not going to help. It's a sign of desperation. So I'm happy to help him. I'm sorry he doesn't want to do it, but you can lead a horse to water.
Exactly.
You can't make him drink.
Yep.
All right.
Because he's taking a lot of longevity nutrients, but you can't out
What's he
supplement it.
taking? Is he on the healthy blood sugar pack?
He is. But he's
he doesn't take
like
it.
250 pounds and he's taking enough for a 100-pound person, and he complains because he's taken so many pills already.
Wait a minute, he's 250 pounds. Was he playing for the Broncos or something? What's he doing? How'd you get to it? How tall is he?
No, he's 5'10", 11.
You gotta help him out there.
Well, he's on the GLP, so I'm hoping that'll help.
That'll help a little bit, but still.
Yeah,
All
doesn't
right. Well,
change the diet.
if he wants my help, I'm happy to help.
Okay, thank you so
Barbara,
much.
is he eating fried food?
Mississippi.
Not a lot, but he does some. Yeah, but he's, he leans more towards the breads and the sweets. He likes his breads, crescent rolls.
Breads, yeah.
Pharmacist Ben, what about these cherry mints? Would that help?
They're awesome. They're awesome.
Craving for some stuff that he's got.
They're awesome. I always talk about Beyond Tangy Tangerine, because it has so many things in it, so many other things. But cherry mints are awesome. They're the mineral. That's the mineral. Yeah.
He's taken the Beyond Tangy Tangerine tablets. He likes those better.
He does.
Yep.
Make sure he drinks them with water, though. Make sure he drinks them with a lot of water.
Yeah, but the BTT tablets don't have the minerals. So what is he doing about the minerals?
They don't have the minerals, the tablets?
Not in the same proportion at all. You need to do mineral caps or plant-derived minerals or something with those. You need the micronutrients to help his body to process the stuff he's.
So I don't know much about the tablets. I've never taken the tablets. Why does he like the tablets? The taste?
Because he dumps all of the pills out into his hand in the morning and he throws them all in his mouth at one time and he's done.
Convenience.
Yeah.
He's going with convenience. The thing is about the liquids, they're much easier for the body to absorb. And when you mix your Beyond Tangy Tangerine with water, you actually generate an electrical current, especially to the extent that you spin it, like we're talking about a vortex. You do it in a blender. You don't get that benefit with tablets, but I guess for convenience I can't argue with convenience.
I figure it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. You got it. Well, God bless you. I hope you have your husband for a long, long time. I hope he keeps his eyesight. And if he has any questions, have him call me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Barbara.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay. Bruce says, thank you for teaching us about the daily food list. Every time I eat mashed potatoes, I can tell a negative difference. Not good. I cut out mashed potatoes. Thank you, Pharmacist Ben and Ben's Bytes.
Yeah, potatoes are not necessarily bad. They're not great. There's better foods for sure. But when you get the peel, you'll at least get fiber and minerals. The stuff in the middle, the mashed stuff in the middle, it's all broken, it's mashed. That's super high glycemic index. That goes right into sugar, right into the bloodstream. It's a dysglycemic disaster. Mashed potatoes. And so, everybody loves them, but the reason we love them is because they're so sweet. They get converted into sugar so rapidly.
All right. So,
yes.
I've been an avid listener of George Norrie's Coast to Coast for the past 20 years and love when you are a guest speaker. The reason I want to contact you is that I had an emergency whereby my urologist prescribed a prostate pill called alfuzosin, suddenly quit working after 5 years daily and consistent usage.
And so
his alfuzosin stopped working after he's been using it for 5 years daily.
And so when he stopped working, he's got an enlarged prostate, he saw his BPH. I guess that's what he means, right?
After 3 days of
alfuzosin is a drug that they use for treating benign prostatic hypertrophy. When you have BPH, basically the prostate squishes against the bladder and you can't urinate, or you can't urinate effectively. So alfuzosin is a nerve blocker. They call it an alpha blocker, but it blocks the alpha nerves that helps relax the muscles in the prostate, and that relieves the pressure on the bladder. It's just craziness. It's so Frankenstein monsterish to me to try to overwhelm the body's neurology with a drug so you can pee. Now, obviously, if you have problems urinating, you're going to want to do something, and sometimes a drug, can get you through, and that's a good thing. But you don't want to stay on a drug for 5 years. That means you haven't solved the problem. That means 5 years have gone by and you haven't solved the issue. That's the real issue. That's the real problem I have with prescription medicine. Is it allows the condition to progress because you haven't corrected the problem. So BPH is a hypertrophy issue. Hypertrophy is a growth. Hypertrophy means growth, right? Benign means it's not cancer. Prostatic means it's the prostate. Hypertrophy means that it's growing. So what is the hormone that's responsible largely for the growth of tissue? Insulin. BPH is part of metabolic syndrome. Now, who is this gentleman? What's his name?
His name is, didn't get to that yet. Richard.
Okay. Richard. So the question I have for Richard, is anybody treating you like a diabetic? Is anybody treating your metabolic syndrome? Have you made dietary adjustments or made adjustments to your diet to deal with metabolic syndrome? That's where I would be going with this. Additionally, the prostate is a fatty gland, so it's very responsive to specific fats. For example, omega-3 fats are very helpful for the prostate. So get yourself on the Ultimate EFA, Ultimate EFA or Ultimate EFA Plus. Zinc is one of those minerals that's handled by the fatty system of the body. So using zinc. And sometimes people will take pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds contain zinc and omega-3 fats for that matter. Also, selenium. Also, saw palmetto and pygeum. These are all in prostate formulations, or Phosphate Fx has them. One of my all-time favorite supplements for dealing with BPH is something called beta-cytosterol or beta-sitosterol, depending on how you want to say it. It takes 600 to 1,200 milligrams a day. It's almost a miracle what that does for BPH, for people who have problems urinating. And then you'll also find that in the Phosphate Fx. And there's a new prostate formulation, I forgot what it's called, that Longevity has. So you might want to, just get on a good prostate supplement and get on the Ultimate EFAs or Ultimate EFA Plus. But your alfuvicin, it isn't going to help your BPH. It might help the symptoms of BPH, but your prostate is still hypertrophic, enlarged. Yes, sir.
All right. Well,
we do one more.
Well, we do. Two more. One quick one. Are your truth products for melanated skin?
For melanated skin? Melanated skin, or I assume you mean black skin or African American skin?
Yes, she means black skin. Yes.
Okay, it could be because it could be any dark skin, but black skin is the best skin in the world. Did you know that, AJ?
Is your truth products? Can she
Yes.
wants to place an order? Can she use?
Yes, they're ideal for strong skin, for strong, healthy skin. Ideal. Get the age energizing exfoliator particularly. But yes, melanin skin, strong skin is the best skin to work with because it's very responsive. Weak skin, fragile skin, you got to be a little careful. But strong skin is the best. I love black skin and Brazilian skin. Those are the two strongest skins. African American black male skin is the best skin there is. There you go, AJ. I like that.
All right. So,
one more.
And both people are asking where to get your truth products, and that is truth.
It's a business here. Truthtreatments.com. We got Black Friday specials. Truth Treatments with an S. Truthtreatments.com.
Okay, let me put that in here. Truth.
I call it the truth because it is the truth. The truth is you don't need to pay for what I took. What makes Truth special? I took the BS out of it. I took the water out. I took the silicone out. I took the preservatives out. I took the thickeners and the waxes and the gums and all the emulsifiers, all the things that make up most of a skincare product. Most of a skincare product is BS. And I replaced it with active ingredients. In fact, you know what the active ingredients I use for Truth Treatments? This is the big epiphany. And it's kind of silly when you think about it because it's not a big epiphany. All my Truth Treatments are nutrition. Vitamins, minerals, aminos, fatty acids. They're topical nutrition. Just like nutrition is the most important thing you can put inside your body, guess what? It's the most important thing you put on the outside of your body too. And that's what Truth Skin Health is. That's the big epiphany. I took out the BS. I replaced it with nutrition in transdermal penetrating aids.
Okay.
Pharmacy that I learned from pharmacy school.
So where would you get vitamin A and E, given that most stuff is sourced from China?
A and E is not sourced from China, first of all. E is actually sourced from sunflower. And believe it or not, Ukraine is the major source of sunflower for vitamin E, although it's been problematic the last few years because of what's going on there. Vitamin A, the major source of vitamin A is fish. So real vitamin A, that's not beta carotene. Beta carotene is not vitamin A, really. it can be converted to vitamin A, but it's not vitamin A. So when you say vitamin A, that's the most important source is going to be fish for vitamin A. So if they don't come from China. A lot of other things come from China, that's for sure. But vitamin A and E don't, for the most part. There's probably some places. There's some Chinese companies, I'm sure, but those two in particular can be made a little bit easier than the B complex can, for example.
Okay. Steven says, I take colloidal minerals with my Tangy Tangerine along with 3 raw eggs and flaxseed. Do I even need the colloidal minerals?
Do what?
Do I even need the colloidal minerals?
Oh yeah, you definitely need the minerals.
I've been told
you definitely need the minerals for sure. But flax is amazing, and also the eggs are amazing. What did he say? What else? The eggs and the flax. What was the other thing he said?
Raw eggs and flaxseed.
It's great.
Tangy Tangerine.
Good for you. Yes, you definitely need the minerals. Definitely, 100%. And beyond Tangy Tangerine, remember, of course, it's got much more than minerals. All kinds of stuff. Yeah, I would do all of it.
Keely's asking about eye ticks.
Eye ticks like tremors, like this kind of thing.
Yeah, like a non.
Yeah, a lot of times those are psychological, but if they're not psychological, and I'm not going to get into that because, ticks in general can be a sign of some psychological distress or mental distress, but tremors and ticks and kind of spontaneous movements like that, they're out of control. Think electrical energy, electrical conductivity, and that means electrolytes in the B complex. So beyond Tangy Tangerine again. Doc, you know the story about Doc and how he had ticks, he had tremors, or he had ticks actually.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't eye ticks, and that's how he discovered nutrition. Do you ever hear that story?
Oh, well, I'm familiar with. Yes.
He had ticks, and he would eat rabbit pellets.
Mm-hmm.
You ever hear that?
Mm-hmm.
He would have rabbit pellets for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And his parents would be horrified because he would be eating rabbit pellets out of the bowl for breakfast, and his ticks went away.
I once used to have pretty involuntary eyelid movement, and Yvonne, I don't know if I mentioned this woman Yvonne, she did something with my lymph, and it got rid of that eye movement, at least temporarily. If not,
that's interesting. What, you sure it was the lymph? Did she lymphatic drainage or something?
She didn't do drainage, but she was using some electrical stimulation. She was using electrical stimulation, and she mentioned to me that the lymph was probably blocked or dirty or something.
Interesting. I can see how that could happen, but I would think B vitamins and electrolytes if I was going to do nutrients. Beyond Tangy Tangerine.
The last thing I got to ask you, besides telling you, enjoy a fabulous Thanksgiving.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Did you see that RFK said to take off the label warning for HRT?
Really?
To take off.
Let's talk about HRT the next time. I have a lot to say about HRT.
But you know what? And what got me to think, because I remember saying to you, don't you think it's going to be great that RFK is going to be, in there?
And what did I say?
And you said,
I was not so sure.
Impressed.
I was not so sure about that.
You're like, no, man.
I wasn't buying into that.
You're like, I'm not falling for the okie doke. Not drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I wasn't drinking the RFK Kool-Aid. But yeah, so let's talk about HRT. I did not hear that. I'm going to do some research on that. But I do have some strong feelings. Hormone replacement therapy for the uninitiated. And then I don't think we're going to do a show this Friday, but we'll do it next Monday.
Okay. Have happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Becca, happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you on Monday.
Thank you.
Bye.
We will see you all on Monday. Thank you.